Well, hi there. Welcome to Bella's Vistas. Thanks for visiting. I hope you'll like and subscribe. Come on back and check out our other videos. Well, a friend of mine this morning said, "Is this the van that you live in when you're traveling?" And I said, "Yeah, it sure is." And he said he'd like to have a look at it. And he also wanted to know about my cameras and look through my camera bag. And he said he didn't have time to do it. So I thought what I'd do is give him a little tour of the van and also a tour of my camera bag so he'd see exactly how we're doing things. He's kind of interested in traveling like we are himself, so that's what it's going to be all about today, is a tour of the van and a tour of my camera bag. So come on along. Well, the first thing I'm going to show you is the power system we have here. There's two batteries in the van. There's the engine battery here for starting and running the van, and over here is a deep cycle marine battery to run everything inside the van, like computer and whatnot. This switch here changes from the coach battery to both batteries or just to the main battery. You can change which battery you're running on at any time. I'm always using Castrol 550 oil here, the best oil I can buy and the best filters, and the van treats us really well. It's a 1995 E-150 van, Econoline club van. And when I change the battery, I just leave the hood on there so I know that I have to go back and switch. There's a few other things I've done to make it a little more comfortable on the road. Come on in here, I'll show you the cabin. Well, there you can see my assistant Bella. She's just chilling off in the van, cooling off a little bit. Here's the cradle for my phone, for charging the phone. Here's my coffee rack here. This will rack up 4 cups of coffee. A couple cookies here for a little snack. My camera bag sits right here. So I can just reach down, have it unzipped. I keep it zipped all the time to keep the dirt out of it, but camera's in there. We'll take a tour through the camera bag a little bit later. Here's where we start off, in the back when I pull up somewhere. The van's got blinds here that'll pull down. That's pretty good. But if you're at a Walmart or anywhere where it's too bright, we use these homemade, they're getting a little ratty, but these homemade blackout curtains. Don't have anything fancy. And I've got little magnets on them to hold them in place. Then I've got my barbecue right here. Barbecue sits on top of my toolbox. I can pull the barbecue out. Here you've got coffee, a tea kettle, and the coffee pot. Here we've got 4 gallons of water all ready to go right here. And in the corner, there's my coffee maker. That's my pride and joy, let me tell you. There you have it. This little beauty makes 10 cups of the best coffee ever. Runs on propane. It's just great. Don't run it ever inside the van. I use it always outside. Oh, this is our newest travel companion, Miss Kitty. She's been with us for a couple years now. We actually found her about a mile over that way from this park. She was at the side of the expressway. She'd been hit by a car and she was in a bit of rough condition, but my vet took good care of her, and she's our kitty now. She travels with Bella and us, and she gets along really well. She has a little bit of trouble traveling the first day, but after that she's quite fine. She's been on trips now as long as 2 months. She's a really good kitty cat. In the van, a little more convenient, we put an articulated arm right beside the bunk and a 300 watt inverter over on the wall there. You can see that. The mouse and mouse pads there, we use a wired mouse because it's more convenient. We've got this bunk here. It's a little bit of a mess because we've been working away in here, working on some video. But this all works out pretty good. I've got a wireless Bluetooth speaker swinging from the ceiling there. Miss Kitty's looking out the window. I just closed the blind to get a little better video. The articulated arm takes care of the laptop for us, and it makes it possible to do our work. Kitty's just taking a break now. She's a really sweetheart of a cat. This is the newest addition to our van. We used to use a plug-in Coolitron that was Well, it didn't work anywhere near as good as this. This is our YETI Cooler, and yeah, it's as good as everybody says. If we're close to home, we'll just freeze a big bottle of water like this, and we'll keep that water in the cooler. It keeps our food really cold. We got a little better gas mileage, I think, with the YETI than we did over having the Coolatron running all the time. So you just close it like that. We put a towel or two over top of it to keep the sun off it and keep it clean. There you go. And it's keeping ice for us for a week. 5 days to a week, no problem. Well, of course, we've got an airplane flying overhead. It wouldn't be a video without that. A friend of mine was asking me about seeing my cameras, so this is my new camera bag. It's a low pro. I've always used low pro camera bags. This is the Flipside 500 AW2. It's pretty big, pretty, well, considering it's 4/3. It's a big enough camera bag for this system. My other bag was a lot bigger. If you want to check, you can look at some of my other videos about the E5 and whatnot. So here's what's in the bag. Here's the Olympus OM-1, the new OM-1. I'm just so happy with this camera. It's just a wonderful camera. Got a MC20 2x adapter on there. And I have the 300mm f4, which tremendous reach with this camera. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like just great, and the stabilization works so well on it, you would not believe it. I can do amazing things with that. Then I've got 40 to 150 here. That's a mid-size telephoto zoom. Very exceptional glass. I love it. Works great. And let's see. Then I've got, basically I would call this a standard lens. This is my 12 to 40mm zoom. Like that'd be like having a 24 to 80 on a Leica. So that would be, that was, used to say Leica with a 35 and a 90 was the photojournalist setup. Beautiful lens, works just great. The build quality is unbelievable. Then I got a little macro lens. I bought this one used. It's a tiny, tiny little lens. It'll take you to 1:1, and you can use manual or autofocus with it. It's just great. This little gem, I bought this one used. It's a 7 to 14mm. So that's like 14 to 28mm. It's very, very wide. It's 2.8. The old lens was a 4, but 2.8 is a lot faster. Then I've got a flash unit here. One flash unit here. Whoa, come on out of there. It's kind of stuck in there a little bit. There's the electronic flash for Olympus, which I must have put that one in upside down the last time. That's the way I like to put it in. Just like that. That's why it was so hard to get out of the case. Okay, now we'll put that back in there. And I got another flash in here. Another flash here, so I can use quite an elaborate lighting system really right out of the bag. Here I got a little air blower here. And a 40-year-old probably camel hairbrush for cleaning things. All works really good. And then, but what about power for all this stuff? When I was in the desert, a lot of guys using mirrorless cameras were running out of power all the time. So how do I charge the batteries on the road? Well, I'll show you. It's not that complicated. We'll go back in the van and I'll show you the power setup, how I charge the batteries. I've got 3 batteries for the, there's one in the camera. Well, I carry 3 batteries with the camera. I've got 1 battery in the camera and I got 2 spares. So that leaves me with, I got enough power. You're not going to run out of power on an average day of shooting. And I can charge these on the road. Our 300 watt Pure Sine Wave Inverter is great for charging batteries while we're on the road. It also runs the laptop and so many other things. The Olympus battery charger works great to keep 2 batteries charged while you're on the road. I plug it right into our inverter and there's no problem. I thought I could use it with black web batteries, but it doesn't seem to work. I might need a stronger interconnect cord. Well, we're going to see what we can put together for lunch. Everything's just fresh out of our YETI cooler, and it's still nice and cold, so I'm going to take the barbecue over on the picnic table and see what we can do. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like, subscribe. Come on back again real soon.